Okay guys, what's up? Today I'm going to be showing you how to make one of these super cool Ford Mustang logo signs. Now, this is hopefully going to be part of a bigger project that you'll be seeing over the next couple of weeks. That's why it's mounted on a hexagon like this. So, hope you enjoy. Let's get to it.
RenderForest.com.
Okay, so here you can see that I'm just checking out the settings in Cura. I've loaded up the Ford Mustang file. It's going to take about 42 minutes to print. I'll leave the file link down below. So, yeah, started off printing on my ANET A8 3D printer, which is a really good little 3D printer. Unfortunately, I've had some problems with the heated bed, so I've now got some issues with warping, seeing as the heated bed isn't working right now. And you can see I was having other problems with the printer when I decided to print this, which is why there's so little adhesion and it's almost making its way off the bed on its own. Had a couple of failed prints with this particular logo as well, which were, setbacks. It turned out that actually, for some reason when I'd taken the extruder apart previously, I hadn't put it back together as tightly as it should have been, and so it was very loose, and that was the main problem actually. Okay, next step is just going to be to paint the whole thing. Red, white, and blue, of course, for the stripes. Typical American fashion. As you can see, I'm just using some cheap acrylic paints here. There's no need to use any kind of fancy paints or anything. I didn't bother with priming this, as I thought the paints should go on okay, and they did. They're fairly thick paints, these acrylics, so they provide good coverage. I did end up using a little bit of water to make sure they were provided smooth layers, but other than that, the painting went perfectly fine. Okay, so now that you've painted the red, white, and blue in, the thing to do is going to be to paint all the rest of the details, including the Mustang itself, in silver. As you can see, I mixed a little bit too much water with this paint to begin with, but I went back and corrected that later on. So, yeah, you just want to give it a nice, shiny effect. It's up to you as to how shiny you want it and how many layers of the silver you do. Obviously, the more layers you do, the more chrome the finished piece will be, but if you want a more distressed kind of effect, then 1 or 2 layers will be fine, and some of that grey will still show through. You could even use a black wash if you wanted to make it look slightly more weathered. It's totally up to you, and depends on what you want to use this for. so as you can see, that's how I made this awesome little sign. It's gonna look really good on a wall. The one thing I didn't show was I literally just hot glued it to this pre-cut hexagon. So yeah, I cut and stained it. It's just made out of balsa wood, as you can see. It's but it just helps to keep the plastic straight, because I had a couple of problems when 3D printing it. Should have tightened up my belts. Yeah, I wasn't paying attention to the 3D printer settings, basically, and it came out warped. But other than that, it's fine. You know, it looks good.